Have you ever noticed something strange? Before doing something scary, it feels impossible. Speaking in front of people, moving to another country, applying for your dream university, starting a YouTube channel. Your heart races. Your mind creates hundreds of worst-case scenarios. You become convinced that something will go wrong. But then something unexpected happens. You do the thing. And a few weeks later, you look back and wonder, why was I so scared in the first place? So why does this happen? And why do the things that scare us often make us stronger? Let's find out. The brain's main job. Most people think the brain's job is to make us happy. It isn't. Its primary job is to keep us alive. Thousands of years ago, avoiding danger helped humans survive. If something looked unfamiliar, our ancestors became cautious. The problem is that the brain still uses the same system today. It treats uncertainty as a potential threat. That's why the brain reacts similarly, whether you're facing a wild animal or giving a presentation in front of a classroom. Your brain doesn't always know the difference. It simply sees something unfamiliar and sends a signal. Be careful. Why fear feels bigger than reality. Here's where things get interesting. Most fears are not based on reality. They're based on imagination. Before taking action, the brain starts creating stories. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if I embarrass myself? What if everything goes wrong? The brain is trying to predict the future. The problem is that it usually focuses on negative possibilities. Psychologists call this a negativity bias. Humans naturally pay more attention to potential threats than potential rewards. As a result, fear often becomes much larger in our minds than it is in real life. What happens when you face fear? When a person finally does the thing they're afraid of, something powerful happens. The brain receives new information. Instead of imagining the experience, it experiences it. And in many cases, reality turns out to be less frightening than expected. The brain updates its prediction. This is why the second attempt feels easier than the first, and the third feels easier than the second. Over time, the fear begins to shrink, not because the challenge changed, but because the person changed. The growth zone. Imagine 3 circles. The first is the comfort zone. This is where everything feels safe and familiar. The second is the fear zone. This is where uncertainty begins. Most people stop here and turn back. But beyond the fear zone is the growth zone. This is where new skills, confidence, experiences, and opportunities are created. The interesting part is that there is no shortcut to the growth zone. The only path goes directly through fear. A real example. Many successful people experience this process. Before becoming one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, he invested nearly all of his money into companies that could have failed. Before becoming a famous author, she faced multiple rejections. Before becoming a basketball legend, he was cut from a team. None of these people were fearless. They simply acted despite their fear. That's an important difference. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward while fear is still present. Conclusion. Maybe fear isn't a sign to stop. Maybe fear is a sign that you're standing in front of something new, something that could teach you, something that could change you, something that could make you stronger. Because every time you face a fear, you prove something to yourself. You are capable of more than you thought. And that might be the most powerful lesson fear has to offer.